Let me ask you a question. How do you put your password into your devices? Do you use Face ID? Fingerprint? You type it in? It may not be enough. Let's dig into today's video. Welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about a company called Plurilock. Tickers on the OTC exchange PLCKF, on the Canadian exchange PLUR. This is a cybersecurity company that reduces and eliminates the need for passwords. So you might be wondering, well, what do you do? If you don't use face, finger, or type it in, how do you authenticate that it's me? So we're going to dig into that to see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's dig in. Now, we obviously know everything is based and fueled on technology. As we move deeper into the future, it's going to continue to grow exponentially, and there's going to be more and more hackers out there with the goggles looking to steal information. That's where these guys come in. First of all, this market's huge. It's only going to keep multiplying. Global cybersecurity spending is estimated to reach $1 trillion this year, fueling Plurilock Security Inc.'s massive potential. So these guys are a small penny stock, but they have a technology that's quite innovative. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but let me break down some details. So for there to be a solution, there needs to be a problem. The U.S. is currently not designed to act with speed and agility necessary to defend the country in cyberspace. Our country has lost hundreds of billions of dollars to nation-state sponsored intellectual property theft using cyber espionage, as noted by the Cyberspace Solarium Commission, as quoted by Fox Business. Because there's not proper security set in place, or if there is, it's hackable. So let's dig into these guys a little more. Cybersecurity Ventures expects global cybercrime costs to grow by 15% per year over the next 5 years, reaching 10.5 trillion USD annually by 2025, up about 3 trillion USD since 2015. The total amount of data stored in the cloud could have reached 100 zettabytes. By 2025, about 6 billion people will be online by 2022 from about 5 billion. This is a crazy stat. By 2023, there will be more networked devices than humans on Earth. There's going to be so much data in the air. Hackers are going to be having the vacation of a lifetime if they're not secure. Now dive it into their tech, because this is pretty interesting. It kind of blew my mind out from one side to the other. Every user types with recognizable movement patterns no matter what they're actually typing. When combined with machine learning, these patterns provide a strong identity signature. You guessed it. The way you type is tracked with artificial intelligence. It knows if it's you. If it's this guy, someone has to type just like him. You can't mimic that. No one can. When I'm typing on the keyboard, boom, 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 it's recording and taking information in and gathering data to figure out the way I type and how I type and the keys I use and the way I use my mouse. So the moment that I veer off of my typing patterns, maybe I get up and go for a water break and a little hacker comes around the corner with goggles and tries to get into my email. The computer's gonna know. This technology is gonna say, whoa, 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 something ain't right. He's doing uppercase S's. He never uppercases. He should. He never does. That's a red flag. Lock him out. Red screens everywhere. Plurilock adapts, spots, and stops illicit credential use by analyzing this and other identity signals together, typing biometrics, geolocation and travel, time of day, network and environment context, device ID, and fingerprinting. It's better than incumbent MFA, unstealable, invisible to users, and privacy ready. Not what they type, but how. Not what they do, but how they get there. Not the user's name or their body, just their patterns. It's all about the typing patterns, how you hit the keyboard. So that is their product called Plurilock Adapt. They also have Plurilock Defend, patented behavioral biometrics, invisible identity verification, and this all happens on the back end continuously, all throughout the day. Plurilock Defend relies on patented behavioral biometrics and machine learning technology to recognize users simply by the way they work, never what they're working on. When user mouse movement and keyboard stroke cadence matches their user behavior, logs reflect little or no risk. As keyboard and pointer movements begin to seem unusual for the user, medium risk events are logged. When a configurable risk threshold is crossed, Defend notifies security staff and logs illicit activity. So not only is the authentication process happening just when you type in your password at the very beginning of the day when you log in, it's happening all day. Right here, Plurilock owns patented artificial intelligence solutions for invisible, non-interruptive, full-day authentication. This technology provides valuable insights into credential compromise for security teams, reduces help desk load, and offers privacy-safe experience for users. If you're into tech, if you're into security, I highly recommend reading into this company and looking at this technology. The work from home paradigm has resulted in an increased need for network security, with many employees and admin staff working at different locations. This increases their vulnerability to cyber attacks. Listen, a lot of people are working from home. You got hackers probably right next door you don't know about. Mark, the guy that always asks if you got milk, he's looking in trying to see your password. So let's take a look at their customers. Who are they already partnered up with? Who's using this technology? Who have they acquired? Let's dig into that now. Customers have included government agencies, green flag, including the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the U.S. Army. What? As well as major banks and financial institutions. The company also announced that a major U.S. financial services firm renewed a $42,000 annual recurring contract for it to deploy its core authentication solutions. It also just completed its acquisition of Aurora System Consulting, which had revenues of about $28 million in 2020 and a client base of about 140 top-tier clients. They're acquired. They acquired them, 140 top-tier clients, $28 million in 2020. Green flags. Some other green flags with the company: the U.S. Navy just awarded the company with a $1.1 million order for enterprise-wide procurement, United States government-wide acquisition contract vehicle. It announced the launch of a new product collaboration with prominent open-source identity and access management software vendor Glue. And it gets even better. They actually have patented this technology. Plurilock owns patented artificial intelligence solutions for invisible, non-interrupted, full-day authentication. Every day there's new cyber threats, and as we dive more deeper into the future, there's going to be more and more. Cybersecurity is more important than ever. Think about it. Everything it has tech in it. I mean, maybe one day your little poodle dog is going to be a robot dog, and those things pinch. Once a user's profile is learned, their gestures are monitored silently to continuously authenticate identity between 250 and 300 times per day on average. So you should be understanding how this system works. It's measuring your keystrokes, your movement, everything about it. It's collecting that data and it's building a profile unique to you. Behavioral patterns that don't match the profile occur. The system can immediately prompt other forms of authentication, block access, or lock the device down entirely. The company has signed 3 contracts over the last 2 days. The latest is an order through Geospace, an IT service reseller, to license its advanced continuous authentication software to a regional pharmaceutical manufacturer in the southeastern area of the US. Interesting to note, the pharma manufacturing sector has a 1 in 10 chance of being hit by ransomware. So I pulled up the company's website because I wanted to see the press releases. One little cool trick is to see if the company's transparent and see if they're often pumping out these PRs, because this is what helps the company grow, because investors see this, they read this, and they invest into the company potentially. So this company's pumping out a lot. So very transparent, very active with their PRs. As you could see, we had a bunch in May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in May. Plenty in April, March, and beyond. And I was curious how many cyber attacks happen per year. Take a guess, because I don't think you're going to guess this number. I Googled it. In 2020, 445 million cyber attacks. And they're probably mostly kids under 12. So looking at the chart for Plurilock, the ticker on the OTC exchange, if you're in the States, PLCKF, currently trading at 46 cents. They were up 4% on Friday, which is pretty good. I think the markets were green on Friday. Average volume around 11,000, 10,000. Volume on Friday was 7,000. So under average volume, and they're still up 4%. So that's a good sign. So let's take a look at the chart and see how we're going to do if we run a bullish and bearish scenario. So we have a support at 40 cents and a resistance at 59 cents, and we're lingering around the 46 cent mark. So bearish scenario, we come down and test 40 cents before we potentially head back up. Like I said, these guys are very active with their PR, which does help a stock move up. Bullish scenario, this can break out, test that 60 cents. If this red wave closes, because RSI is looking good, it can choose either direction. It's not hot potato or too cold, so still plenty of room for it to run up. It could test that 60 cents. It'll probably hot potato around there, and it might need to consolidate a little bit along this top area. Probably most investors are going to think it's going to come down again like this and continue the wave, but it might do a breakout and head up. It's testing probably around 74 cents, because all you got to do is just measure the arrow of the typical moves based on momentum, how many traders are buying this, and we could push it up to here if it breaks out to like 74 cents. So that would be the bullish scenario. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Check these guys out. Link in the description. This is a sponsored video, so disclaimer is on the screen. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own DD, obviously. These guys seem very interesting. I like talking about companies that have something different about them. These guys definitely have something different about them when it comes to cybersecurity. Check these guys out. That's all for today's video. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, by hitting that button, it's getting you a little bit closer to retiring young.